Hey guys, it's Voodoo Doll. Welcome to my second video. So like I said in my last one, I was going to do a video about swing dancing shoes. I really wanted to make this video because when I started, I didn't think that there were a lot of videos out there, a lot of information on the internet that really tell you what kind of shoes to wear. So I kind of just learned as I went, and I kind of spied on what other girls are wearing and learned as I went along. So, before we start, okay, so if you are a rockabilly girl and you want to get all dolled up and you're going to go to a show and there's probably going to be dancers there if you're at a rockabilly show or you're at a swing dancing show or whatever. So, someone's going to ask you to dance. And just because you're so damn cute, they're going to want you on the dance floor. If you don't know how to dance, that's totally fine. Just say like, hey, you know what, I don't know how to dance. They're still going to make you dance, but at least they understand that. This is such a cool art form that people in the swing dancing community are just so very giving and helping. So just get out there and find a community where you can start dancing. So find your local dance company or studio and see if they have swing dancing. They probably do. So definitely learn how to do it. Please, it's amazing. It's so amazing. All right. So my first pair of shoes that I really love very, very much right now. So when you start dancing, you want to kind of, especially swing dancing, sorry. You want to make friends with your local shoe repair store because they're going to help you get your shoes up to par. All right. So my favorite pair of shoes, these are just Keds. Just Keds. So what I've done with these is I've put what is called chrome leather on the bottom. And when it starts out, it kind of looks like suede. And then when you start dancing with it for a while, it's going to be very slick. And you can go to your local dance studio, or if you're lucky enough to have a store that has dance shoes, it kind of looks like a wire brush. If you don't want it to be as slick, like you don't feel comfortable. Some people do, some people don't. I don't. I like to spin really fast and be thrown around. So I don't like to brush my shoes, but you can do that if you don't like it. Or some people I think use a toothbrush. It's cool, whatever. My other pair of shoes that I have that I really, really love as well, these are actually dance shoes. These are probably, I think they're classified as character shoes. Um, but when you are swing dancing and you're looking for heels, which I think are really cute, but I don't like to wear a very high heel, and I wouldn't recommend it either because this is the kind of dance that you want to have a supportive shoe. You don't want your foot to fly out of the shoe. You don't want to have a very high spiky heel. So ladies, if you're going to learn how to dance, don't wear your spiky heels. Those are not dancing or walking shoes. Those are shoes to sit cute. Just so you know. So these are, I think these are 1-inch heels, and they're thicker heels. I think the heel is called a Cuban heel. So there are a few companies out there that make shoes specifically for swing dancing. One of them I think is called Tic Tac Toe, and the other is Eris Allen. Eris Allen is kind of like the big head honcho in the swing dancing scene for ladies. I think they also make shoes for men. Not leaving you out, guys. So definitely you want to have a thick heel. It's going to be very supportive. It's still going to look cute, you know, if you want to do your Balboa or whatever. A lot of chicks like to wear the heel instead of the flat shoe. Again, it has kind of like that chrome leather on the bottom, and it's going to get more slick over time. So when you wear your dance shoes, do not wear them outside. Don't wear them outside. These shoes are just for inside on the ballroom or on the dance floor. Don't wear them outside, you're going to ruin them. You can, like I said with the brush, if you do get like gum or yucky stuff because people are jerk faces on the dance floor and spit their gums, you can get the brush and you can kind of try to get it out of there. Or, keep the shoe and take it to a shoe repair store and get it fixed, and they'll fix it for like $20-$30. Okay, my other pair of shoes that I am absolutely in love with. Oh, these are my babies right now. I got these at Viva, and I talked about them in my last video. This is a company that does make shoes just for swing dancing. This is called the Lindy line, I believe. This is by Remix. Solid leather. So for the price that I paid for these shoes, I think they're a great quality shoe, all leather, leather sole, which is a key thing if you're looking for dance shoes. So a lot of chicks like to buy vintage shoes because they're comfortable. I mean, sort of. You know, they're comfortable. They always have the leather sole. Or I know that some people will buy street shoes and they will add the leather sole to the bottom because they're comfortable and supportive, and that's absolutely okay. My other pair of shoes that I really like to wear, so if I'm going to go to a show, and I know that it's going to be like, you'll see a lot of rockabilly shows at like dive bars or your local bar or a local venue, and it's not going to be ideal dancing conditions, so you're not going to have a really good dance floor. It might just be just the normal floor that people are going to dance on. So I don't want to wear very nice dance shoes there because I don't want to risk ruining them. So these are vintage shoes that I bought at like a local thrift store. I hit the back ribs. Oops, whatever. Anyway, so these are like vintage shoes that I bought at a local studio thrift store, and they weren't very expensive. I think these are probably from the 60s or 70s, just judged on how they look. They do have the leather sole. I didn't pay a lot of money for them, so if they get ruined, like if I step on gum or step in someone's beer, I'm not heartbroken. It's not going to ruin the leather, and if the leather gets worn out or trashed, I can just go get it replaced at the shoe repair, and it's not going to be that expensive. One thing I wanted to point out with vintage shoes, I don't have those teeny tiny little skinny feet. I don't. And if you do, then I envy you so very much, because you can get those cute shoes and they'll fit right away. So this is like a shoe stretcher that I bought, and pretty much all your vintage shoes are going to be in leather, which is great because leather will mold to your foot basically. So this is a shoe stretcher. I think I got this at like Target for like $5 or $10. This has really saved my life when I've kind of decided to go the vintage route when it comes to shoes. Most of the time I honestly buy Reproduction shoes, and then I'm good to go because they're just cute. So yeah, vintage shoes are great for swing dancing. You have to remember back then they didn't have shoes that were specifically for dancing. They just wore their regular shoes and then went home after the end of the day. So the other pair of shoes that I wanted to talk about that I see a lot of guys wearing, guys, I feel like I can't really help you a whole lot because most of my videos are obviously going to be for chicks. But what I see a lot of guys wearing is going to be like Chucks. Now Chucks are going to have your rubber sole, and those are pretty awful for dancing. So what a lot of people do is they'll go to like Michael's or a craft store, and they'll buy like felt, or you can buy a chrome leather kit. And you really, like how my other shoes are, where the chrome leather is pretty much just on the ball of the foot, that's really just where you want it, because you're not going to be dancing flat-footed. You're really going to be mostly on the ball of your foot. So really, like, from maybe here down, I would put the felt or the chrome leather. Now, that's not really a permanent solution because it's going to come off. So I still would recommend that you go to a shoe repair store and get it fixed there. But if you're looking for like a quick fix to see how you like dancing in these shoes or your favorite sneakers, then I recommend that. So another pair of shoes that I like to wear, again, I like to go to a lot of dive bars and a lot of shows, and I'm not going to wear my nice dance shoes because I don't want to trash them. But I still want to wear shoes that I'm going to feel comfortable dancing in because I don't want to ruin my legs or bust out my knee or whatever because I'm wearing rubber shoes. So again, these are just Keds, and these are a little bit different from my other ones. I don't have the chrome leather on the bottom, but the way that this is, it kind of has this like felt kind of stuff in between the rubber areas. So I feel pretty comfortable dancing in it, and I'm okay with going on the street in these shoes, and I'm not going to trash them, so it's okay. So some other things that I like to have in my bag when I'm swing dancing, I guess I'm kind of like a germaphobe, I guess, I don't know, and I hope people don't take offense to it, but I always have hand sanitizer in my bag, because I don't want to go, sometimes I want to make sure that my hands are clean, because, you know, you're touching people's hands, and I don't want to go run into the bathroom every time and wash my hands, so sometimes I like to just have hand sanitizer, and I sanitize my hands every once in a while, you know. I don't know, that's my thing. I don't think everyone else does it, but that's what I do. So another thing that I have in my bag always is going to be like a cloth or a rag or like a handkerchief. I always have this in my bag because when you're swing dancing, you're gonna get sweaty. The venue is not going to be cooled off really. It's probably gonna be really stuffy. There's gonna be a lot of people in there moving around. It's gonna be good music. You're not gonna want to take a break. So I always have this in my bag to like, oh, it's so hot, kind of thing. So I like to have that. Another thing that I like to have, in my last video I talked about my collection of fans. So this is another one that I have, and I always have a fan in my bag. And again, I don't really pay a lot of money for them, and that way if I put it on the table and I forget about it, or someone wants to swipe it, you know, I'm not really too hurt about it because I only really paid a few dollars for it, so that's okay. I always have a fan. So if you don't want to get excessively sweaty, I recommend to have a fan on you, have your handkerchief to like dab, and maybe take a break between dances, like, you know, dance every other dance, dance 2 dances, take a break, something like that. A lot of guys will have a change of clothes, like they'll change their shirt when they dance because they feel like they get very sweaty, which is very nice. But quite honestly, people don't really care if you're sweaty. People that are there because they love dancing, and um, it doesn't, and they're sweaty too, so it doesn't really matter. Another tip that I would recommend for you ladies is I always try to put my hair up and out of the way when I'm dancing, because when you get sweaty, you know, your sweat's gonna like fling. I know it's not really that cute, but your sweat's gonna like fling around because of your hair. So if you want to wear a ponytail, that's fine, but just make sure you kind of put it into a low ponytail, so that way it's not a high one where you're whacking someone in the face, because I personally don't want to get whacked in the face by someone's hair. That's okay. So that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Please subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing or whatever. Catch you later.